Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to Caterpillar's Book Club. Hope you all are safe and very well. And today we are here to share another very exciting story with you. And with me I have
Saleha
and
Nabiha.
me, Muattar. So today we're going to share a story called
The Snatchabook.
The Snatchabook. I wonder what the story is about. Are you ready to see? Let's start. But before we start anything, what do we say?
Bismillah.
Bismillah, and we read a short dua which goes like Rabbi Zidni Ilma. Now your turn. Can you repeat it after us? Rabbi Zidni Ilma, which means, oh Allah, increase my knowledge. Right. So are you all sitting comfortably, comfy and cozy? Perfect. Are you sitting comfy and cozy? Good. So let's start. The story is called The Snatchabook and it's been written by Helen Doherty and illustrated by Thomas Doherty. One dark night in Burrow Down, a rabbit called Eliza Brown found a book and settled down when Snatchabook flew into town.
I can't think of Snatchabook anymore.
In every house, in every bed, a bedtime book was being read. Do you like to read bedtime stories as well?
Yeah.
We do, isn't it? We absolutely love bedtime stories. So in this place as well, in this town, everyone's reading bedtime stories. There's owls, squirrels, hedgehogs, rabbits, moles. Everyone's reading a bedtime story. And let's see, there they are, in the corner. Let's see what their stories are about. Tales of dragons spitting flames, witches playing spooky games, pirates on the seven seas, princesses trying to sleep on peas. And every child in every bed listened hard to each word said. Eliza Brown at number 3 was reading quite contentedly. Her curtains opened just a chink. She barely had a chance to blink. Her storybook just disappeared. Eliza found that very weird. Imagine if you were reading a bedtime story and just in a blink it just disappeared. I wonder who's taken it. The little owls on Mummy's lap were quite surprised to hear a tap. Yes.
No, but we didn't have. No, nobody snatched our books.
Yeah, nobody's coming to snatch our books, alhamdulillah, isn't it? Yes, because we don't want that, do we? We don't want our books to be snatched, do we? Okay. The little owls on Mummy's lap were quite surprised to hear a tap against their bedroom window pan. Tap, tap. And they heard the noise again. And before they did even looked around, the book was gone without a sound. The wind blew wild across the sky. The smallest squirrel heard a cry. What's that? She whispered to her dad. But then, and this was really bad, before they had a chance to look, she lost her very favorite book. Oh, no. And so it went night after night. Books disappeared from left and right. 5 books here and 6 books there. The shelves began to look quite bare. In Burrow Down the rumour spread of book thieves under every bed. Eliza Brown at number 3 was keen to solve the mystery. Now I want to pause here for a second and I want you to see what's happening. Look what hedgehogs are thinking. Hedgehogs are thinking, who's the thief? They think the squirrel is a thief. And what are the squirrels thinking? Squirrels
the hedgehog is thinking.
Yeah, they think the hedgehog is a thief. So what's happening? That's called rumor. When you don't know something is right or wrong, but you start spreading it without full information. And you know, in Islam, Allah tells us in the Quran is really, really bad to do. We are absolutely not allowed to spread rumors. And we have to verify the news. We have to find out the news before we start spreading it around. Okay? Because what happens when we start telling someone wrong about something? That's very right. We start feeling bad about the other people, and that's not very right, right? So this is what was happening. And in a very happy place, all of a sudden, people started arguing and they started hating each other, which is not nice at all. So she planned one night to lie in wait and use a pile of books as bait. Long hours passed without a peep. She did nearly fallen fast asleep when suddenly Eliza heard a flap of wings. A bat, a bird. Eliza saw a shadow loom right across her room, enormous right across her room. What kind of monster could it be? Eliza thought. You don't scare me. And yet her heart was beating fast. She did have to face the thief
At last.
She threw the window open wide and shouted to the things outside. What did she say?
Stop stealing all our books.
Right.
Stop now.
Just give them back. I don't care
How?
She really wanted them to give the book back. I'm sorry, came a little voice. I really am. I had no choice. Eliza looked down in surprise. She couldn't quite believe her eyes. So who are you? And what's your name? Can you see? She was quite surprised to see a very little creature outside her window. Oh, with her favorite book, isn't it? The creature hung its head in shame. He mumbled with a mournful look. I'm just a little Snatchabook. Eliza nodded solemnly. She sat the creature on her knee. You can't just come and help yourself to every book on every shelf. A tear rolled from creature's eye, and softly she began to cry. What did she say? Do you remember? She said, I know it's wrong. She said, I know it's wrong, but can't you see? I've got no one to read to me. Eliza sighed. He looked so sad. If he just had a mum or dad to read him stories at every night, well, then he might behave all right. Is it dead from there? That very night, they hatched a plan, and so the Snatchabook began. To give back all the books he did nick, Eliza Brown was very strict, said, give me even the book back that you're hiding behind you. And trying hard to prove himself, he stacked them neatly on each shelf. So now he's fixed the problem and they have a plan. Let's see what their plan was. But first of all, Eliza wanted all the books to be back in the shelf. And because Snatchabook was really sorry for what he did, he placed the books very nicely and tidy back onto the shelves. And when he did made his full amends, Eliza called on all her friends and told them how he did worked all night to turn a wrong into right. And now each night in Burrow Down, as darkness falls upon the town, in every house, in every bed, a bedtime book is being read. And if you take a closer look, you might just see the Snatchabook. Can you spot the Snatchabook? Can you spot him? Where's Snatchabook? Where is he? He's not there. Where's the Snatchabook? There it is. That's right. So, listening hard to each word said. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. There he is. Perfect. That's the end, and hope you enjoyed the story. So he was there hiding on the shelf and listening to the story. So what happens? That if you find out that somebody's not doing something right, maybe take a pause, talk to them and find out what's the matter. And maybe just then you will be able to find out and solve the problem. So sometimes when we see people doing something bad, we shouldn't just blame them, right? We should find out what the real problem is, and only then we might be able to help them in some way, right? So I hope you liked the story and enjoyed it, and inshallah we'll see you again next week with another story. Until then, what do you say? Allah Hafiz.